Arca. Just think about how much I can help. Well, if it isn't Starfleet's finest. Welcome to the Lucari system. I am Damon Modron, the sole owner of trading rights in this system. My Lucari friends and I were just in the middle of some delicate negotiations. But I'm sure I can spare a little time if you'd like to make a trade deal. Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I'm prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity.
Thank you. That insistent Ferengi has been trying to make new trade deals with us since he first visited our system. Oh, everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless. Thank you. It's good to see you again, and under much better circumstances. You'll be happy to know that our star remains stable. We've not seen any Tholian ships since the incident, thankfully. The decision to explore was somewhat controversial, however. Many Lucari were resistant to the notion. We settled this moon long ago, after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel. Still, the exploration initiative passed. Considering my experience, my people have chosen me to command the LSS Concordium. It was an honor I proudly accepted. Our ship is ready to go, and you are. For our maiden voyage, I've chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored, and obviously one that we haven't visited yet. According to your star charts, it's a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis.
This isn't over. Believe me, the next deal we make will be on my terms.
We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings? Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, Kefnium, iridium. Crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues. Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid. Not simple orbiting debris either. Cosmozoans! They're beautiful. Do you have any information about them? Intriguing. The Gekli communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And, it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order. I don't like the idea of the Concordium becoming a Gekli food source. We've adjusted our power systems. I'd like to gather more data on the Gekli before we move on. Any suggestions? An excellent idea! We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tag safely. Data's coming in from the Gekli. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with a pod and join them in their swimming. We're getting close-up readings from all of the creatures. They're treating us like one of their own. They're trying to talk to us with their radio waves. That was incredible. What a singular experience. We've spotted a larger group of them in an area not too far from here. This looks like a feeding ground for several Gekli pods. Let's go have a look. There are signs that several Gekli pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible spectrum. Your ship has a stronger deflector than ours. Can you emit a particle wave? We could use that to illuminate things that might be happening in different spectra. Of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gekli feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here. We're ready to move on when you are. Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside of the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans? This comet is mostly ice and dust. There are indications that the cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely. synthetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wandering. Holding the comet let us get some detailed readings about its emissions. Based on the structure of its silicate crystals, it's been in a pattern. It picks up energy from its trip near the star, then loses that energy as it loops past the planets. It's like ice melting and refreezing, but it seems to lose a large quantity of energy all at once near here. I'm not sure why. The radioactivity should be steady. These comets seem to have a long orbit that coincides with the orbit of a Class A planet nearby. I'd like to launch a probe and see if the cometary movements have had any impact on the planet. Probe data received. The planet is radiating a considerable amount of heat for its size. Nothing our shields can't handle, but I don't see any expeditions to its surface happening anytime soon. Curious. I'm picking up several large, moving sources of energy. Sensors indicate they're a life form of some kind. A cosmozoan, but not the Gekli. I'd like to study them if we can. Planetside. Then again, it is rather warm down there. There they are. Magnificent, aren't they? The creatures are luminescent ovoids? I'm not sure how to describe them. They remind me of an aquatic life form native to Lucari Prime. There are little ones huddling close to the planet's atmosphere. They must use the heat and the planet's electrical discharges to survive. Interesting. These life forms were encountered by the USS Enterprise D on Deneb 4, someplace called Farpoint Station. They haven't been seen anywhere else since. We shouldn't harm them or their young. Let's transmit a greeting, then be on our way. The color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life forms could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets, feeding on the particles in space, absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there. Are you seeing this? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material, and yet it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within the system's habitable zone. Most curious. I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my. I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of proto-matter wave happened here. Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence with a tarfine reduction. This was a recent event. Some kind of proto-matter incident happened, and it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more.
Oh, not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some carvings on those canyon walls. Let's take a look. The walls of this canyon were worked by tools. I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here. Until the proto-matter detonation. This pillar here, it seems to be a sign pointing to that canyon. Perhaps a pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. Shall we take a look? Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon. Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have had quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there. This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see some murals on the far side of the square over there by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us more about this place. These murals depict people bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe? They built their settlement around this site. I believe it was a place of great significance to them. The next mural may hold more clues for us. Let's have a look. This mural depicts the construction of this large structure. I suspect it was a temple or a place of contemplation for the people. The crystals were revered by the locals, perhaps even worshipped by them. We'd better have a look at the next mural, don't you think? The crystals depicted in this mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation of events. Perhaps the structure needed to be modified to hold the volume of crystals they collected over the years. Quite the enigma we found here. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure. Probably the peak of technology for these people. I believe it's some kind of opening mechanism for the structure's door. We could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure, and too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction. Yes, it would be based on analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from relics and leftover traces of the people who once lived here. These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs and indicate a likely handspan of 22 centimeters. Based on these footprints, these people had a stride that places them at about 1.6 meters on average. The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. This was a meeting and gathering area. Strange. These relics should be covered with dust and sand, worn away by time and wind. But they're all uncovered. No organic matter left, and everything left behind in its place. Frozen in time, like... Yes, the evidence seems clear. The proto-matter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this. Enhancers online. The signal is strong and clear. Two down, 2 to go. That's 3. One more and we'll be ready. That's the last one. All enhancers online and standing by. All right. The enhancers should give us a pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I can tie in my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little close to the center of the square so we can see what happens. Note that the alien is using the pillars in a specific order. They're making the murals match up on each pillar. Looks like some kind of functionary, priest or bureaucrat, I think, would unlock the door by turning the murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they used on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly, I believe we'll unlock the door. You hear that? That's the first pillar set in place. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. You hear that? That's the first pillar set in place. That's 2 pillars set into place. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. You hear that? That's the first pillar set in place. That's 2 pillars set into place. Three pillars are locked in now. That's it! It's working! Well done! Shall we see what secrets this building holds? I think I see another mural inside the doorway. We should take a look at it. Isn't that the symbol of your Starfleet? How did it get here? How could it be in a temple of people who don't even have electricity, much less space travel? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals. Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others. What happened here? If Starfleet officers contacted this civilization in the past, why wouldn't you have a record of it? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our search. I think the panel on the wall here can be pushed to open something. The those inner doors across from the panel are opening. What is all of this? According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet. Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There's no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signature here. Take a look. 16 centimeter wavelength with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before. It's a byproduct of Zenkethi technology.
You're trespassing. I'm claiming this station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this will be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Modron's K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you beam off my station. Careful. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, or the active stasis pods my men found on board. Fair warning. My Nausicaan guards aren't very fond of intruders. I'd be happy to sell the pods to you. Consider their living contents a promotional bonus.
Enemy targets on Chief Engineer's Log, March 18th, 1570. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in the brig. We can't just leave them locked up, or execute them, or exile them on the planet below. Setting them free isn't a popular notion either. We're still looking for options, but I think the stasis pods we have in medical will come in handy real soon. Chief Engineer's Log. Supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the Deneva system. None of our shuttles are warp capable, and even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time.
The fines for trespassing are quite severe, and I plan on collecting them.
Chief Engineer's Log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. The bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way. One thing's for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best.
trying my patience is going to cost you dearly.
Chief Engineer's Log, August 6th, 1570. The Warp Booster Sled project is officially a bust. When we tried to spin up the coils, we couldn't get a stable warp field. Yashvi and Arlington managed to shut it down and stop a breach, but the shuttle's impulse drive is shot. I hate giving up, but we just don't have the parts we need to make it work. Engineer's Log, July 26th, 1571. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots, and Tavon, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. Since we're out of options, we've decided to go native and live out our lives under CONUS 3. Hopefully, one day our records will be found, and the people of Station K-13 be remembered.
Rule of Acquisition 431. When the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Handle this, Captain!
Chief Engineer's Log, July 9th, 1570.
I see you took out the Nausigans on my station. I'll just add their fees to your tab. I do hope you're good for it. Otherwise, I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'll be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or not when I do is up to you.
Greedy and treacherous, but I never thought he was willing to kill to get what he wants. In spite of that, I feel like we've learned so much out here, and for the better. Indeed. I'd say our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. I hope today's events will convince my people of the continued need to explore and to be part of the galactic community. With luck, we'll do this again sometime, and soon. On behalf of the Lukari people, thank you.
I'm happy to hear the Lukari handled their first experience with space exploration well. There's talk of their desire to join the Federation, and from what I'm seeing, they'd be fine members. The mystery of Station K-13 has been solved, although the past violation of the Prime Directive by some of its personnel is a concern. Hopefully the crew preserved in stasis pods will be able to shed a little more light on that situation. Finally, this news of a Zenkethi protomatter weapon is disturbing. I'll be looking into it from all angles, diplomatic and military in particular. We've fought a war with them before, and I'd prefer avoiding another now.
Congratulations, Commander.